Hey guys, good evening. Get this chair right here. I'll be doing real good. Uh, my second video from my hiatus, and I told you I wanted to try and get back in the swing of things. A lot of you guys wrote me yesterday, and consequently, I decided to make a video tonight since I wasn't doing too much. Um, you guys let me call my. You, any other time I make a mistake, boy, I tell you, you guys will rip me, and I'm one to be ripped. But I kept calling my 40 willies last night, 41. Sometime your head and your ass are just not wired together, and wasn't thinking about it. And all the comments you guys wrote to me, not one of you nailed me. So I got past you on that one. So I'm admitting it. Let it go. But I know you guys are saying, "Well, what are we going to do? What are we talking about?" You know, sometime I uh, I thought about this a while ago, but never took time to do it. And so I thought, while I'm trying to get myself together, this is a good time. And plus, the holidays are coming. So I'm not talking to you senior collectors, not talking to collectors that have been out there collecting, let's say for 5 years or more. You're set. You know what you're doing. I want to talk about you young collectors, you guys that are just starting out. Uh, I don't know whether you're young or whether you're old. It doesn't matter, young or old. I just want to try and throw some things at you so that when you start collecting, you can focus on a point. Um, and the reason why I'm saying that is when I first started collecting, before it got into all this and the military room and everything else, before all those things, where did I start out as? Well, I'm going to tell you what. I started out collecting 124 scale cars, and is this a Jada car? No, this is SS. I think that's Sunny something. I believe SS is. But anyway, a simple car, and I can't believe the hood doesn't open up on that real easy. Let me get auto art key. Here we go. So engines in them, there's nothing to yell about. And the interiors, I mean, they put stickers on the dash to simulate the gauges. I mean, you got the car. The trunk doesn't even open. As you look at it, not a bad deal. And when I first started collecting diecast cars, I started with 124. I saw the prices of the big cars, and to be honest, they were a little bit out of my price range. And so I thought buying these smaller cars, and I was going to get a bunch, and I did. And that's another story for another time. But I started buying a bunch of them, and I didn't care. I got cars with flames, and I didn't know what I was buying. This is a Jada car, and this car has jumped up in value. I made a video about Jada cars. I had no idea. I bought this maybe 12, 10, 12, 15, I don't know, so long ago I can't remember. It goes back quite a ways, and without my glasses on, I can't. I know I bought it at least more than 10 years ago. And I bought several different ones. Here's the cool factor one, a little dice hanging in the window, and this one's worth over $2. I paid what? I don't think I paid $20 for this car when I first got it. Now, why am I telling you that? I didn't know this car was going to jump up in value. I bought what I could afford. Um, I was, well, I was still pretty young, and I wasn't sure how far I wanted to go with. I was a young man who built models all the way up until I went in the Marine Corps, or let's just say military, all right? And when I got out of the military, I collect. But then when I started having children, and you got to pay rent, and you got to buy diapers, and so I didn't really have a lot of time to build models. I tried, but it just wasn't working. I did pick up a few cars. Actually, I was in the railroad trains for a while. Uh, I made a lot of money. I sold them off. But yeah, I decided that I was going to collect cars that were pre-built, thus diecast cars. So I was into the 124 scale cars, and I bought a lot of them. And I bought a lot of them mostly at flea markets because the cars were only $10, $12. I could buy two or three and come home and line them up. And as I kept buying them, they kept adding up and up. And after a while, I had 15, 20 of them on the shelf. But no matter how hard you try, there's no way you're not going to buy a 118 car. And then once you do that, you're a diecast collector. Um, and really, as much as I may love now building the 124 scale cars and kits for these guys that build them all the time, uh, they are fabulous model builders. But these cars that I'm talking about, these 124 scale cars pre-built, uh, the outsides may look cool, but there's not a lot on the inside. Certain cars can become valuable, but it takes 10, 15, 20 years for them when they stop making them, and etc. I got, I've collected everything. I've got a Coca-Cola collection. Here's a car. I don't think I've taken it out of its box but twice. Uh, but I'm buying Coca-Cola, so anything Coca-Cola, I bought it. Um, I've collected Hess trucks. I've counted them. I've got 41 or 42. That's 41 or 42 years. I've collected Hess trucks. I have all the minis. And I just bought the fire truck, which is up there, the police truck, which is up here at the top. And this summer they came out with a boat, which I have over there. And I am done. I'm 72. And the only reason I bought the police was because it is the first police car and uh, van and car combo that they came out with. Everything's usually fire department or Hess. So I decided to go with that. In this case over here, I've got Hess 50th anniversary. It goes on and on and on. So you get my point. Uh, when you start collecting for you young people, um, it becomes an obsession. If you really, really enjoy collecting die-cast cars, there is no other word. I had a guy from Sweden write me last night. I think he wrote me last night and today. I know I answered him without looking at the phone, um, and I didn't know I was over in Sweden. And he said during COVID he started collecting die-cast cars. But he said over in Sweden that the cars are very expensive. So he looks for deals, either used or new. Look, I buy from flea markets, my hobby store. Um, Sometime I can get a deal with you guys on YouTube. I opened up, I got a PayPal account. I'm still trying to learn how to do it, but I was going to buy a car from a guy off of YouTube. But I just couldn't get, so I passed on it, and until I learn, I'll figure it out. Um, I've got some cars here that I'm going to talk about real quick. First off, first off, diecast collecting, if it's automotive, it depends on where you want to go. Look, I even collected motorcycles. Um, Matter of fact, I believe these are, I think these are Metsu. Yeah. And I've got about 75, at least 75. I stopped because there's a series of six. So this is a police bike, and this happens to be Pennsylvania. I'm in Philadelphia, and I've got them all lined up there, and I've done video on it, and but I was collecting them. I said, "Oh, this is cool." So every time I went to Walmart, or even the drugstore, Rite Aid, they would be in there. If I could remember which of the six of each group, I would pick one up. And then what happened? Well, I got my first 118 bike. This was a gift. Oh, you can't see it from down there, can you? So this was a gift. This is a beautiful Harley Davidson. This is a 2003 series. I mean, this is a really gorgeous bike. The working pegs, the spring on the kickstand, the handles move. Beautiful motorcycle. And then I wound up, this is the Spider-Man bike from Orange County. That's so famous. Now, I bought this in a flea market for $29. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's still on the market. I haven't seen it for a long time. It may be. I don't know. But this was a cool deal, and $29. And I've got a lot of motorcycles, but I wasn't going to get into motorcycles like I am with diecast car collecting. Also, the conversation last night from a lot of you guys who hit me up talked about, well, you only like to get TV and movie cars. And they're cool too. Most of them aren't terribly expensive until you get into maybe companies like Auto Art, or it depends on the amount of detail, because you can get Hot Wheels, but if you buy Elite, the Elite Hot Wheels are very expensive. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about. I got some examples. So let's just say you want to buy a 118 diecast car. I'm going to move this out of the way real quick here. So this, I'm just going to push it down a hair, not much. So this 118 Miller makes me happy. This 118 car I bought at the box store is either Costco's, BJ's, one of them. I can't remember. Quite a few years ago. Now, when you buy a car like this, I mean, the engine it's nothing to write home about. I mean, the engine's in there. You see the bottom of this? Now, honestly, here's the back of it. When you look at it from the outside, nice looking car. But I paid maybe $15, if that, for it. 118 car, $15. You get what you pay for. Now, I bought it because I like the outside appearance of it. I didn't buy it because of a highly detailed undercarriage or a highly detailed engine, which it isn't, which is really ridiculous. I like the way, and that's the way diecast is. I mean, you can get a decent looking body, but what is the rest of the car? What are you buying? Um, the inside bench seat, and very plain, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's a very inexpensive car. And you have to decide. You can go inexpensive if you want, or sometimes you say, well, I'll save my money and maybe I'll buy something a little bit more expensive. And you're gonna run into a lot of names once you start looking at diecast cars. Now, Ertl has several different ways of selling cars. The trunk doesn't open on this, and although we have the correct engine, there's not much detail. We got dog legs for the hood. Um, there's no carpet on the inside. Very plain Jane. But it's a very nice looking Hot Rod Nova by Ertl, and it's not expensive. But yet, here's another one from Ertl with hood hinges, highly detailed motor. Everything on the inside is detailed. Carpeted, bench seats, window is simulated in the door. I've showed this car before. Full spare in the back. Great paint job. It has a metallic paint job. It has the custom caps on the wheels. And the inside is just detailed tremendously. But you'll pay twice as much for this car as you will for this car, even though they're both by Ertl. So you've got a choice. And now that we're getting into resin cars, where this one's a $200 car. Now, this is a beautiful car. It's got photo etch radiator grill and air conditioning condenser up here. I've showed this before. It's got fabulous wheels on it. It's got carbon fiber hood, and you've got your hood, not shocks. What do we call them? To support the hood. In the back, the same thing. Your hood supports, your deck lid supports. And this is a resin car with doors that open, and it's fully carpeted and highly detailed. This car is by Auto Art. And when you get into cars from Auto Art, you're going to pay a premium price for these. So if you're looking to start out, you can be moderate. You can go just a few dollars more and get something with a lot more detail. And then, of course, if you're just starting out and you're young, living with mom and dad, 15, 16, they're going to let you put a shelf in your room. There's nothing wrong with getting a few of these. It gets you started, and they do look great. They just don't offer great detail on the inside under the hood. And I guess some guys may look at these as an investment, and some guys do. So retail, or rather resale on the diecast car is not going to be high. Now, another deal, I mean, I've got a lot of cars from flea markets. I mean, I make some great deals at flea markets. I wanted to talk about this is Brago. Here is a Ferrari from Brago. This is a great looking car. Brago is not a bad company. Great looking car. Uh, and they're moderately priced. Uh, well, they do have some that get more expensive, but you can get some great looking cars from Brago. I believe I'm saying that right. The engine cover lifts up on this one. They got great wheels, and you can see the calipers. Um, and it's, 50, $60, I think I might have paid for it. So, and the car has good detail, great paint work. Um, Not really an expensive car for the price, but you get a lot for your money. So if you want to start out and just spend a few dollars more instead of something real cheap, Brago's a good company to look at. Now, when it, I'm not big on foreign cars. I am definitely old school muscle, but sometimes you can find good deals when you're looking. I go with diecast model wholesalers, Fairfield Collectibles. I'm on eBay. I bought from other companies. I can't think of a few. This one here is a real keeper. This is Kyosho. I may be saying that wrong, but 1962 Ferrari GTO, probably the most famous car on the planet. This is a little over a $400 car. It's got real spoke wheels. It's got an incredible detailed engine under the hood, V12. It is really detailed, and the guys have looked at this in my collection. Now, when I bought this car, the gas cap opens. Oh, can't see it. Gas cap comes up. We got a tire in the back. Now I'm talking to you beginners, not to you guys that have been doing this. There's a tire in the back. Guys that don't know now, this is over a $400 car, but yet I ordered just from Japan, and because it had the exhaust that came out on the side, I got it for $200. And the gauges inside are actually, I think they're glass covered, but it could be plastic, but they do look like glass with chrome trim around them. Incredible detail on the inside. And this was $200. And I said to myself, well, just because the exhaust comes out the side, I think I can live with that. And I can. Now, I know a lot of guys are purists and they're going to want that dual exhaust coming out of bike out the back. But damn, I mean, I got the car from one of the most expensive car companies out there for half the price, and it just has a modified exhaust on it. So, and it was a one-shot deal. I don't even think you can buy this car anymore. I'm positive of it. You can't buy it. So deals, when you're looking for deals, yeah, you can find them. Here is a Bugatti. I know I've been talking for a minute here. Got this at a box store, $16. But you can't walk out the store and not buy this. So for beginners out there, let me wrap up. For beginners out there, look around, decide what you want to buy, decide how you want to start, and decide what scale you want to get at. The holidays are coming up, and I know a lot of you out there probably are thinking about die-cast cars. They're out there. They're all different scales, and they come all different ways. And just you have to take a little thought. We didn't even talk about Danbury Mint or Franklin Mint. I really could go on and on, but this is just for you beginners. I'm just trying to give you an idea of the difference in cars, the difference in prices, resin cars as opposed to die cast, because most resin cars don't have doors that open. Um, I have two other foreign cars over there resin that the doors are most of them don't open. Um, and then you have other car companies that you can get good deals from. So I'm going to wrap this up. Whether it be motorcycles, cars, 164, 164, 132, 143. I know Europe is really big on 143 scale, or is it 132? Well, maybe the both. Um, and uh, it depends on what you want to get. So, in wrapping up, I'm just going to say for you beginners out there, and TV cars, they're all out there. A lot of the TV cars are reasonable. You can get between $100 and $150 for most of them. But yeah, take your time, look and decide what you want to get into, and then let your flow go. As the years go on, you'll branch out and you'll do other things, and your hobby will grow. But I just wanted to let you guys know it's an addiction, and once you get started, you can't turn it off. Believe me, I'm 72. I've been trying to turn it off for years, and I can't turn it off. I've said enough tonight. I've talked almost looks like 26 minutes there on the clock. So let me sum up by saying I'm happy to be back, and peace out, guys. Stay safe. To all our military, what's up? All our first responders, what's going on? Peace out. I'll see you later. Chico.